Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about plumbing and electrical, and specifically how far you need for code between the two, so stick around. So we're just going to take the wire, gently pull down. The cord is pretty much melted together. So there we have our finished end with our... So generally when we're talking plumbing to electrical, here in Canada, we need at least 1.5 meters of separation, which is 5 feet. No less than 1 meter, but it depends on the code rule which you're using. When it comes to where the open water is usable, so in other words, not in a closed pipe, it is no less than 18 inches. So it's between 18 inches and 5 feet, you need GFCI protection. But in no case do they want it any closer than 18 inches. So as you can see here, we have a GFCI and we have two sinks. One sink is going to be on the left, one sink is going to be on the right, and the GFCI is going to be in the middle, which will give us 18 inches between each side. We still need to have a GFCI. So when I talk about open usable water, I mean obviously the tap, where it transitions that you can use it and take away from it. That is specifically, like for a countertop, 1.5 meters away from a sink, you need GFCI protection, but in no case closer than 18 inches. Where we run the electrical lines through the ceiling or through the joist or wherever, there's really no specifications on how far they need to be away from each other. Obviously, if they're inside the same wall cavity, that's how they end up, because you would expect that you're not going to have any leaks in the wall. Now in this case we have a kitchen island. You can see we have two counter plug wires coming up on the end. We also have a cooktop and we have a dishwasher, and then we have our plumbing coming up here. So on top of the island is going to be the sink. So we need to make sure that we're 18 inches away from the edge of the sink to that counter plug. Likewise on this end, which will definitely be more than 1.5 meters away, then we won't need GFCI protection on this end. Now obviously there are exceptions to code rules. When it comes to a specific use appliance that requires power, like a washer, they're going to be closer to the open water source. We try to keep it 18 inches away, and we do have to have arc fault protection on that, but in no case we try to put it closer. In any case, we try not to go any closer than 18 inches. And the same applies to, say, like a toilet. If a toilet was a pump toilet or had a plug there on the wall where my finger is, then we need to stay over here a little bit just to get away from it. Now obviously there are things that mix water and electricity, like for example water heater. Those would generally take 20 amp feed, 240 volt to heat the water, or an electric boiler which would take a larger feed to heat that water going through the pipes. So there's not every situation that we can keep those code rules. When we're dealing with underground power, let's say for example we're coming from a pole and coming into a house, then they require a distance of 1.5 meters in the trench if we can get that. So we usually keep the power on the one side and 1.5 meters or 5 feet away on the other side. We'll keep the water lines. We try to give as much separation as we can, but we can't always do that where it's not practical. Anyway guys, that's just a short little video on the distance or how far water needs to be away from electrical. There's not every situation where we can obviously keep them separated. We try to as a rule of thumb, but and every local inspection authority is a little bit different. Maybe drop a line to see what it's like for your local inspection authority in the US. You guys have the same code rules as here. Anyway, if you want to see more videos like this, click up here in the corner, or come on over to the website where we have all our videos posted as well. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next one.